Welcome to day 12 of the 12 days to clarity. Today we're going to put everything we learned in the past 11 days together and we're going to talk about self-service reporting. I'm going to show you how Zebra BI can turn anyone into a Power BI developer, into creator of reports, into someone that can answer their own questions. Now, going into Power BI, there are many different versions of self-service Power BI. This is just another way of saying how much your Power BI administrators and report creators allow you to do in Power BI yourself. Well, I'm going to argue that with the use of Zebra BI, they can allow you to do a lot more because you are going to be able to do a lot more. Let me show you how we can build a very quick dashboard in Zebra BI from beginning with nothing except for a couple of slicers to a working exploratory dashboard where you can go and explore data and answer your questions. We're going to start with Zebra BI cards that we met on day number 3. We're going to go and in our sales take our actual measure, put it into values. Take our plan measure, put it into plan, and take our previous year and put it into previous year. We're going to go here where our variances are calculated and we're going to click once, twice to get not only the relative but also our absolute variances on our cards. We also get a visualization here for our card showing us, well, that we're actually doing better than we planned. Now with KPIs, we usually have more than one. So now we're going to go into our KPI table and here we're going to take our KPI column and put it into groups. You can see that Zebra BI already tells us that this is the place where we should put our KPI measure. And just like that, we now have 4 different cards, 4 different visualizations inside of one, all telling us how we are doing at this time. And you saw that I didn't have to go inside of the data model. I didn't have to make any docs or anything. So what I'm saying is, if you start with self-service BI, a data model that is created, follows the best practices, has some simple measures already created, like my plan that you saw, and then just let people build the reports that they want to see. Now that we've created our cards, there's a couple of more things that we need to do. We can see that costs need to be inverted because costs, if they go up, affect our end goal negatively. That's why they would need to be shown in red here. To do this, we just focus on this visualization and with a single button, invert our KPI of costs, and now we show them in the correct way. Moving forward through our cards, which we can do, our gross profit looks okay, and then our gross margin is another one. We can make the presentation a little bit better. We're going to go up and just click on this percentage here, and there we go. Our gross margin now looks the way it should. I'm going to close this up, go back to our report, and there we go. Our cards are now created. Now, whenever we're creating a report, we like to do it in a Z pattern or an F pattern. But this always means that our cards always go to the top left corner of our dashboard where our most important KPIs will sit. I'm also going to go now inside of my formatting pane, and what I will find is suppress chart. Because we are going to add a couple of more visualizations here, I don't think we need the trends in our cards. So next, if we're building a Z-style report, we should build something like trends onto our right. And for that, we're going to use, of course, Zebra BI charts. This one we met on day number 2. We're going to make them a bit bigger so we can see them while we're building them. And again, we're going to do the same thing we did with cards. Actuals to values, plan to plan, previous year to previous year. And then for our category, if you remember, this is where we use our calendar and we put our months into our category. But now, as you saw, nothing happens. This is because I have here a slicer that filters all the data to October. Okay, what I can do now is go here, select it, go to Format, and edit the data interactions. I will just choose that this slicer does not affect this chart, and what we get is now a whole trend view for the whole year of 2021. Now that I have this data, remember that I can, with a single click, break the axis to see the variances a bit better. This does, however, throw off the scaling between the variances and the actuals, and of course the plan. However, this is indicated nicely with a break also down here. Now that we have our trends, we can pick what kind of visualization we like. We can pick something like this, an area chart, probably not the best today, a line chart also. So I think we can choose whether a waterfall or an integrated variance chart. And well, I'm the one that always likes this integrated variance chart a little bit more, so I'll use this one. And you can see that it's completely responsive, and I can put it up here, and you can still see that we're seeing great data density, although the visual is quite small. Now down here, if we're moving across in a Z pattern, we go from our KPIs to our trends and now to our breakdowns. And the breakdowns are going to be done with ZebraBI tables. We're going to build this one first, make it a bit bigger. And now, of course, we met our ZebraBI tables on day number 1. And we'll build it the same way. Actuals into values, plan into plan. And here we are going to break this down by our groups. Add them to categories, and our table is done. This is how ZebraBI can really help you create a better self-service Power BI in your company, because it's so easy to create very advanced visualizations that give context as well, that almost anyone could do it. Now, to continue our breakdown, we still have some space left, so let's add another table. Add another table, move it here, and build this one just as we did before. Actuals to values, plan to plan, and we're going to use, let's say, our customers. Customers, or maybe country. Let's break them down by country. There we go. Oh, and we can also see that there's quite a lot of countries. So if you remember, on day 7, we learned about the top N function, and here it's the perfect time to use it. Let's only look at the top 7 of our countries, and let's put all of the others into other, not losing, of course, the view of our whole data, but really focus only on the ones that we really know will make an impact. And that's it. We were able to build a whole dashboard without any docs or any in-depth Power BI knowledge. And of course, we don't need to stop here. ZebraBI visuals work with all the interactions in Power BI, so drill-throughs, bookmarks, and tooltips work perfectly fine and can enhance your readability and discoverability of different scenarios inside of your data. But one more thing that I want to show you is adding comments. We learned this on day number 5 using our annotation layer to quickly add comments directly to the visual and explain why something is happening. This is probably one of the most important things that you can do. Explain your data so that everybody else seeing your report understands what's going on. ZebraBI can not only help your Power BI developers, but it can help your company take the next step towards better self-service BI. Now I know what you're asking. Could we do this with native visuals as well? And well, I think the answer is no, at least not in the scale that ZebraBI would allow you. Because of Zebra BI's simplicity to create very advanced visualization and having all of the variances being calculated inside of the visual themselves, there is almost no way to do the same with native visuals for the majority of people in your company. Now, I'm not saying 100% of people will be able to build reports like this with Zebra BI, but I'm saying 90% definitely will. So if you're going for more of a self-service Power BI, if you want to make your company more data-driven and your people more understanding of the data and the clear way forward, the clear actions that you need to take, try Zebra BI on your data. Go into the description below and start your free trial. Thank you for spending all this time with me for 12 days in every video of the 12 days to clarity. I hope that clarity was achieved, and I think it was. I really enjoyed this time, and I really thank all of you data wizards for watching. I'll see you next time.